Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
You know, people's eyes light up and they think...
Think what?
You know, when you said business, man,
if they listen to my show, their eyes will stay lit up. No, I just tell it like it is. Just bring it raw and tell it like it is. People won't make any mistakes about what I said. You don't have to guess about how I feel about anything. I'll let you know.
Yes, sir. You want to invite them to church right quick? We got to
Yes, we are at Bruton and Masters Heavenly Joy Church. We start service at 11 o'clock on Sunday morning, Sunday school 9:30, and our Bible studies is 7 o'clock on Wednesday. We have a great Bible study, and it really... it's a dialogue. People get a chance to talk and ask me questions and different things.
Yes,
and
sir.
we dialogue because we want people to learn. And see, with the lack of knowledge causes people to perish.
You're right.
And the more knowledge you have, the more you can strive and thrive in life. And we talk about, the Bible can make you rich.
Yes,
the Bible can make you just anything you want to be. And it's right there in Scripture.
Yes,
if we
sir.
ever stop and learn what it's really saying.
All right. Well, listen, we got to step aside, but God bless you and you stay encouraged. Happy New Year to everybody.
We'd like to say good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, here each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. right here on Knon 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. Got a lot of things to talk about. We're looking at the year in review and what's going on, what will happen in 2014. Are we going forward or are we going backwards? We're having a major off-year election coming up. We got a lot of things that's going to face us, and we have got to be on top of it and stay on top of it. So we got a lot of things to talk about. Our special guest this morning sitting in with me through the last short of years, a Dallas businessman, activist, everything else, Mr. Robert Pitre. You'll be hearing from him in a few moments. And I'd like to hear from you. What was the story of the year? What was the big story of the year? Was it the Trayvon Martin killing? Was that his murder? And the allowance of this guy Zimmerman to walk free? Was that the biggest story of the year? What was the story of the year? The most talked about? What stayed on top in the news? What was the lead-in story for the longest? What was on people's mind? There were several things that happened in 2013. And, I guess the older you get, the faster these years go by. Seemed like 13 just started, but now we're about to go into 14. So let us know. What do you think? And what can we do better in 14 than we did in 13 to improve our situation? Where can we change? Where can we make a difference? As the old saying goes, it starts with the man in the mirror. And what will you do? What would you do to make sure that your lot is better than in 14 than it was in 13? What will we do? Where do we go to from here? It's a new year coming. Many of you will go to watch meeting service on this coming Tuesday evening. Watch the old year out and the new year end. And we have to understand that came from slavery. And 1863, as the Emancipation Proclamation was to start in January 1st, 1863, 1862, December 31st, they watched that out, slavery go out in America, and a new era was urged in. And we're going to have that type of mentality. Why don't we do it? Everybody had watch meeting service, but it was started by African Americans who had been made slaves and came and watched 1862 out there, watched 1863 in. They were vigilant. They had hopes, dreams, ambitions, ideas, what they were going to do with their freedom, what they were going to do with having an opportunity that they've never had before. And we should think in that same vein, what are we going to do? 2014 is going to be a new year. We should think of having a new freedom, a new way of thinking, renewing our minds, justifying our being here on earth. What are we going to do when we watch 13 out and 14 in? What will we be doing? What will be on our mind? Are we going to church there? Some churches serve chitlins and everything else that we're going just to eat. Are we going to ask God to give us a new mind to go forth and become unified? And many people are celebrating Kwanzaa at this particular time. I'm going to say something that shock you. It's good to recognize these principles of Kwanzaa. It's good. But when you go back and study history, our true identity and who we are, we should celebrate Hanukkah because we are the lost tribe of Israel. We were forced into Western Africa. And I'm going to explain all that to you. Really, Hanukkah is the date. We are the true Jews. And I can prove it. It's all in history. And we'll get to that later on in the program. And when we see how society and history has been changed to fit Europeans and their descendants, we then begin to see who we are and whose we are and how God have used us. So we're going to be going, and you can call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. But right now, we'd like to say good morning to Mr. Robert Pitre. Good morning, Mr. Pitre.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett, and good morning to your listening audience.
Yeah, and what do you think about 2013?
Well, brother, we didn't do well in the city of Dallas as Black Americans. I don't think we did well.
You don't think we did well in 2013?
No. I think that we stood for very little, and when you look at what we're doing now in the city of Dallas, and when you look at our past and our present, you look at the way that the president is being discriminated against daily, just in and everything that he say or do, they have a problem with it. When you look at the politics of Dallas, we continue to lose each and every year. We give our votes away. We meet when the power structure and the white politicians call us out for our vote, come out and deal with even problems that face our community. We had to be called out by white politicians, and we don't stand up for nothing. We continue to let stuff happen to us over and over and over. Well,
whose fault is it?
It's our fault. It's our fault for allowing things to happen to us, not standing up, not looking at our future, not looking at the past. You know, how have we benefited? And it's a question that I'd like to ask your audience. How have we benefited as a race of people in the city of Dallas? Not just in 2013, just go back from the beginning and how we have progressed. We progress very little, but we're being used. We have power that we don't use. Mm-hmm. I mean, we are in a position of power, but we give our power up, even to black politicians that's supposed to represent us. Mm-hmm. I mean, and they're making deals for themselves. I mean, look at, banks don't loan money in our community, no development, and blacks and other people say, well, you go get your own banks, and all these banks is regulated by the federal government, and these banks are institutions that should make loans to people that qualify, not just if when you black and you go off into their bank and they have 1,000 reasons to say no, and this is the reason why the inner cities of America is so blighted and drug infested, because it's an economic embargo.
It's a lack of opportunity there.
Right, and sanctions. It's sanctions on our community, and we continue to not stand up for our rights as human beings in America.
Those areas are redlined.
Right.
And it's causing blight, it's causing hardships and different things like that. But there are those across town that makes money because you are in a blighted community, because you have to purchase drugs, and they help ship the drugs in, and there they make millions and billions of dollars off of us, off of our misery.
Right.
But we seem to cannot get out of this particular trap for a lot of people. Everybody's not in that trap. Everybody in the African-American community is not in a blighted community. Many African-Americans stay in beautiful homes. We have a lot of things going for them. But until we all can get over and get the scourge of that particular racist agenda that's going on against us, because it will eventually get them too. Right. And we seem to have a problem of coming together.
Right.
And what's wrong? Why is it?
Well, we come together on Sunday, Rev. We come together and
it's a few.
Right. Well, I mean, when you look at the mega churches, I mean, they come together and meet. Now, what the outcome of the meeting, I mean, it's no organization that when we walk out of these institutions that we're going to go back and uplift our community and make a difference and fight for the rights of each other.
Well, they go on talking about uplifting, getting to heaven.
Right.
See, and, God will take care of heaven. We don't seem to understand that. But instead of occupying till he comes and letting us know that we are the salt of the earth and we are light into this world, a city that light that sits upon the hill cannot be hidden, we don't seem to amplify that. We don't seem to think about ourselves as being more than conquerors. We are victors, and we don't seem to preach in those veins a lot of times and tell people what we could do unified as a people. We could be a great nation of people.
Right.
No, we don't. We don't do that. We don't use certain adjectives and certain verbs in our sermons. I will admit that. Most of them are very passive. They're not active. They're not action. And we seem to have this passive thing and thinking just because you're a Christian you're supposed to be meek, mild, and lowly, and don't go against those who are abusing you, opposing you. Just be humble. These types of verbs, these types of adjectives and different things are used in our sermons. Right. And really that plays on the mind, the subconscious of our people, and we become a very passive people, although people come against us, work against us, do everything to us, exploit us, and we still don't seem to be able to recognize when we are being exploited. We smile at our oppressors. We smile, we giggle. We want to be a part of their program. We don't seem to ever want to develop anything that is ours. Something is very much wrong in our psyche, and you're right.
I watched the movie 12 Years of Slavery, and
12 years of slave, 12 years as a slave.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And when I see how they worked the slave from sun up to sundown, and on Sundays, the slave master became the preacher.
Yeah.
and he told them about God.
Yeah, and there are certain scriptures he would change.
Yeah. And it's,
slave, obey your master.
Right, yeah,
But he didn't explain that. He did. You see, a lot of Americans.
And that's how we got the long hair, blue-eyed Jesus, too, that slave master.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Yeah.
When you find the number of people that's from the Hamitic line that was in Jesus' genealogical table, there's no way he could have been that, because too many Africans was in his bloodline, his physical bloodline. It was too many. I can just begin to rattle off the names of these people that were in.
But you have blacks that would tell you that, hey, Jesus had long hair and blue eyes, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at the society they come from. Look what how they've been brainwashed into believing that God is a white man. God is on their side. They come from the family of God. We are sort of offcasts or outcasts from the family of God, and we are more or less like his stepchildren, but they are the real children of God. Europeans went all the way out to portray this, and this is far, far, far from the truth. When you find what even those people who call themselves Jewish people today, those people are Khazars and Ashkenazis. They come from Greece. They went up into Armenia and other parts of what used to be a part of the Eastern Soviet Union. But those who lived and worked and was there in Jerusalem during the time of dispersion was dispersion to Ethiopia, Egypt, and into countries into Western Africa. Those were the Jews of dispersion. See, they've tricked us into thinking they were the Jews of dispersion. No, they are Jews by faith. They accepted the faith, but Jews by birth look like us.
Right.
Now and it's right. The Bible even teaches it.
Right.
But we are so misunderstanding and accepting what we have been taught over the years. We go along and accept instead of studying and learning that. This is why we're in the shape we in. We do not study and learn. Many of my brethren, my preacher brothers, y'all need to go back and study your Bible. Don't take what Dr. Fox and some of the rest of them taught y'all. Go back and study, and you will see what I'm talking about. It's right there. It doesn't change the meaning of the gospel. We still stay saved by grace through faith. It doesn't change any of that. But go back and study who was really in the Bible, who God was really using, and most of our preachers don't do that.
Right.
They don't.
But you were saying the condition that we are in now. I mean, the condition that we are in now. I mean, it's a volunteer position that we take instead of standing up for what's right, and we have become so selfish as a people that we are not concerned anymore about each other. We are concerned about ourselves, and the ignorance that we pass down to our children and grandchildren about life is destructive behavior at the present.
Sure, it's destructive behavior because we're behaving like those who would be our enemies want us to behave. We turn on each other rather than to each other.
Right.
We work against each other than working for each other. And there are just too many things that are going on. That is destructive behavior. But we need to seek out some solutions in this next segment. We want to find out what is it we can do to change the lot of the black man here in America, the richest country on the face of the earth. And we were a nation of people, and by ourselves, we'd be about the 9th to the 11th richest nation on the face of the earth. We have it, but what are we doing it? The money only turns over once in our community and leaves. Until we can bring back and keep the wealth that we have within our community, then we can be dignified, justified, and we can truly glorify God because we'll have money, wealth coming to us. I tell you what, we're up against a short break, and you can call us at 972 647-1893, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. And we'll be back. All right. We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. And we hear each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Our special guest this morning, Dallas businessman, activist, Mr. Robert Pitre. And we were talking about where do we go in 14? What will we do with the year 14? What did we do in 13 to better ourselves, and where will we go into 14? Mr. Pitre don't think we fared well in 13. Do you think we'll fare any better in 14?
Well, if we don't stand up, it's going to be the same thing, Reverend. I mean, we have a lot to stand up for, you know, because when you look at our future, you know, our community in Dallas, Texas, you know, the power to be is looking to take the South Dallas area. They are moving in for development. It's blighted, and that's kind of the way gentrification works. You
allow it to go down,
right,
and get it for a cheaper price,
right,
and then come back and redo and do your thing.
Right. And the proximity to South Dallas, you could see the skyline of Dallas, and you could see, you know, the growth of the city growing south, and you know, it's so much that's happening to us.
But we're not an intricate part of it.
Right. You know, it's kind of like walking out your house and your car's on two flats, and you just jump in it and start driving. You don't even realize that, hey, I need to stop and fix the flat, and then I could get to where I'm going. But we drive to the tires, just go all the way out, and then you're driving on the rims, and that's kind of the situation that I see. You know, because if we stand up, we could make a difference. See, all this unjust treatment and the sanctions that we live under in the city of Dallas, and those that's supposed to be leaders that we elect, I mean, that's black and white, uses us as a people. You know, when you look at the city of Dallas in 2013, gave 450 plus acres to AT&T and a $20 million check to build a golf course for white rich people, a private golf course, and we sit and they told us, y'all shut up and just, this gonna be economic development for black people, and your black leaders talking about this is how do we benefit from a private golf course. Then they turn around and give another 450 acres of land for equestrian center, and they were gonna give it to a white female out of New York, and seeing that she didn't qualify, they go down in the country and find a white man and with a program and say, hey, we're gonna give you this land in a $10 million check from the taxpayers, and we said nothing. And then right now, the daughter.
Whose district is this happening in?
Tanel Atkins is his district. I mean, he's the. But it's all of our black leaders. You know, I mean, see, they got you separated, Reverend, where this is your district, and you don't represent the city as a whole. You just represent this one district. And whatever you want in your district, we'll give you, whether it's right or wrong. If it's against somebody that you don't like, we don't care. We're going to vote with you. But you just stay out of our district. Anything that we want in our district, we want your vote. And this is the way that our politicians is trading off the strength of black people in the city. You know, right now.
Things that were created for good, they're using it for evil.
Right. Yeah. And for themselves, that's selfishness.
Well, that's evil.
Right. When you look at right now, blacks is getting ready to accept the new start line, the construction would be started in January to build that line from Leadbetter to UNT, the backside of Skyline Ranch. And the city of Dallas is saying, we are not going to put sewer in that station where y'all could have restrooms to use. And this is a park and ride with 430 parking spaces. And they're saying, when you go to this station, you're not going to have a restroom. So if you come from Cedar Hill, Duncanville, DeSoto, Lancaster, and you stop there, you better already been to use the restroom and be able to hold it till you get to your destination. They do us like this, Reverend. You know, and then the city of Dallas is saying, hey, if we put sewer in that station, then them black landowners would have the opportunity to connect to it, and they could develop their property. You know, this Grow South.
So in other words, really just to starve y'all out. They will not put restaurants in.
Right. In the Grow South, you know, this Grow South is about white developers coming to southern Dallas where the land is right now, because they don't have no more land to develop in the north. They coming south and talking about grow south. It's bring white developers into our community to buy it up to make more money. That's what Grow South is about. It's not to benefit the blacks that live in southern Dallas. And then we have...
Do you think African American people really understand this?
They don't care. They don't care to understand. They don't care. This continues
Let's go to our
happen.
phone line. Let me see what people got to say about this. All right, let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Reverend Crenshaw. All righty. Good morning, Reverend. Reverend Crenshaw?
Oh, I'm here.
Yes, go right ahead.
Well, you know what? I have a friend. He's radio around the area. He's saying,
you cutting out. I can't hardly hear you. Go right ahead.
Okay. So he says, I told him a long time ago, you know.
Hello?
Yeah?
Yes, you cutting out. I can't hear you. Yes. Go right ahead and speak.
Okay.
Are you listening to the radio?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Well, no, listen to the telephone. Don't listen to me on the radio.
Oh, telephone?
Yes.
Radio.
All right, we're gonna have to. Let's go to another call. All right, 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Imani on line 1. All righty.
Good morning.
Good morning, Imani.
Good morning, Pastor. Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you clear.
Yeah, you and Robert. How you gentlemen doing?
Just great.
Hey, man, it's every day is a great day. When I wake up on Saturday and I listen to you gentlemen, and Robert, thank you so much. You and Pastor, because we don't have this opportunity everywhere.
I tell you what, Imani,
yes, sir.
are you getting feedback too? I'm getting
I'm getting a lot of feedback.
I tell you what.
I think it's the system.
I tell you what, call us back and see if we can get a clear connection.
Okay, I'll
call us right back. Okay. All righty. You cut that one. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Tony. All righty. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good. All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Go right ahead.
A couple of weeks back, the district, I think Griggs or whatever, and like guys from the South Dallas Building Corporation were talking about going south. And one of the things I posted today was, someone posted.
It's Tony. It's obviously in our line because everybody's line can't be messed up. I can hear you, but I can't understand you. Keep on speaking. Maybe let's see if it'll clear. All right, go right ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. Yeah.
I still hear feedback though.
Right, go ahead.
Yes, go right ahead. We'll see can we get through it.
So, my question was, why don't they put TIF districts in the southern sector, and he was saying, well, there are businesses going south, but they are warehouses. They are not corporate headquarters or anything like that. And then when I posed to him that, okay, but Green State is in Norfolk Cliff, I said, Cliff ain't never been Norfolk Cliff. But when you move to Stephen Park and Highland Park, Stephen Park and Kessler Park, you know Norfolk Cliff. You know, and you got the development. And one of the issues, I think, is that we allow them to put warehouses, and there's nothing wrong with those jobs. I'm not saying that. But when you have that land mass we have, and you cannot get a corporate headquarters, Southern Dallas, what they're doing is saying, okay, we still relegating you to certain wage restrictions, but, you know, we're going to give you jobs, but those jobs, we have the resources, white-collar resources, white-collar employees in certain sectors. They just go north, and they move north because those jobs are north.
Yeah.
Where are the warehouses that you're talking about?
Off 20. You know what?
Lancaster and all off in there.
Well, that's not Dallas.
No. What Tamara Crow is building a warehouse right there off 20, right behind the JISD school. That is Dallas. Right there between 20 and on the right hand side behind the athletic.
The athletic facility.
Yeah.
That's Dallas. That is Dallas.
So they built warehouses, but they're not
that's right there at DeSoto. That's if you go. That's
in Dallas city limits.
Right, but I mean, you go one block past the field house. It's DeSoto.
Well, that was one you had it. That was Dallas.
Right.
No, it's Dallas.
Right.
It's Dallas. But you know what you need really in Southern Dallas? You need an airport.
Well,
something similar to Love Field. You need an airport. Right. Airport that would serve that section of town. It would serve people from, say, Waco to Tyler, all around, coming into the southern sector of Dallas. And you would have an opportunity for COOs and CEOs and different things. Maybe they would locate their headquarters or regional headquarters here in the southern sector. You're right. But what we need to look at is we need to develop our businesses out there.
And also, you have right there at 20, between 20, Lancaster Road, University Hills, which used to be Houston School Road, Camp Wisdom, you have over 700 acres there with no basic infrastructure adjacent to UNT College, all the way up to 20, the most valuable acreage in the city of Dallas, with no basic infrastructure, and it's by design. See, and if the city of Dallas would just put basic infrastructure for development, then you could have development.
Yeah, but then y'all could charge too much for your property.
Well, I mean, because it grows south, it would affect growth south.
Well,
but see, we have to understand that if you don't care anything about your position in life, think about your children and grandchildren, the opportunities that they are denied behind the weakness in the spineless positions that many of us take at the present.
Haven't that always been the Dallas way?
Yes, I mean, that's, but it ain't been my way.
No, but haven't that always the way politics worked in Dallas?
That's the way it worked. You could look at our community and tell the results.
Yeah. All right, 972. Thank you for your call and comment. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to William. Good morning, William.
Morning. How you doing?
Fine. How are you doing?
Great. Hey, first, the greatest thing that happened in 2013 was government shut down. That's moral. I think I learned a lesson.
You said the government shutdown was the biggest story of 2013?
That's it. For me.
Yeah. Did it affect you any?
Well, not me because I'm senior. But
yeah, it's something wrong with our phone lines. Everybody just can't have a bad phone. I can understand you, but I doubt if those listeners, many of them, will miss what you're saying, and you're saying something that's very good, very real. The government shutdown. The government, those in government who would play politics with the people just to hurt a president shut the government down, did something that they wouldn't normally do, something that's basically has been routine over the years. They all of a sudden make a big story out of it. So what would you think about that, Mr. Pitre?
Well, I mean, when you look at the Tea Party, that's kind of what they want to do, disrupt the government. And especially having a black president, they want to try to make him the worst president in the history of American presidents, and that's all part of that racism that America uses on a daily basis against people of color that have sacrificed and helped build this country. See, but people of color won't stand up.
It's so much. You saw the movie. You said 12 Years a Slave.
Right.
When we see that, you see what we've gone through with.
Right.
How we were hanged and burned and different things like that. That not only did it affect the person that it happened to, but it affect those people that were watching what was going on.
Right.
It worked on their psychic.
Right.
They made sure they worked on our psychic. That is true. This could last
and then they bred
another 1,000 years.
Right. Then they bred the fear. The slaves that feared the slave master and was humble to him, they bred him with another slave with the same temperament, and they
Produce
developed
children.
they produced that slave that they want. It's kind of like, Rev, when you was growing up and you seen a brimmer bull in that in the field, you knew to stay away and watch him. Well, now they have been able to take the mild-mannered bull and continue to breed him, and now some of the brimmer bulls are pets. You could just pet them. I mean, big and strong, but they bred all the fire out of them. And see, and this is what we're suffering from as a people now.
All right, what do you think about when we, after all we've gone through and after all the fight we gotten, we come up with mess like Housewives of Atlanta,
right?
Housewives of Los Angeles, and
Preachers of L.A.
and all this kind of, after all that we gone through, this is what we come up with.
Right. In this little midget,
show the world what our people are like.
What is this little midget that's so popular right now in all these movies? The little old short guy that everybody laugh at. They put him in these movies and they made a hero out of him.
I don't know this midget. Yeah. Who is it?
He's in a movie now where he's marrying a police officer's sister, and he got to show that he's strong to be able to marry the sister. Little old midget that you see around.
I tell you what, we up. We up against a short break. And you can call me at 972-647-1893. We'll be right. We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Mr. Robert Pitre is our special guest this morning. Last show of 2013. Last show. And all of our lines are full, but hopefully we can get you on. We can get you on and get you clear. All right. Now, what do you want to say?
The young man, I was just told the young man name is Kevin Hart. And I don't want to be negative of short people, but I think he's 5'2", and I thought, but his roles is a comedian role and laugh and make other people laugh. But see, we need some positive roles, just like these other people. They have different roles that people play, and they have comedians but they have some serious roles of showing success in a person with knowledge and not someone that's just trying to make people laugh. I mean, we need some positive roles, and that's why we have to get in the film business. And in 2014, I will be in the film business.
All right. Now, positive roles.
Right.
Do we have any on there?
Well, I guess our athletes, get most of our attention. Everybody is in
I'm talking about actually that you get to know personally. You don't get to know athletes personally.
No.
Are there any programs where you have positive African Americans playing a positive, dignified role, not playing a bunch of arguing ignorant tramps on TV and clowning and going on?
Well, they don't need us, and since other people is creating our roles, they don't want to see us in that positive light and see us.
So what's the difference today in 2013 than it was in the 1950s, 40s, and 30s with Amos and Andy? What's the difference?
Well, I think Amos and Andy had a stronger role than the comedians and the actors that we have today.
They did,
because they were in business. Amos and Andy.
Amos Amos owned the cab company.
Right. They were
part of the Mystic Knights of the Sea Lodge and all that. Al Gunkin J. Calhoun was a lawyer. He was a fool. He was a lawyer. But they did have better role models.
Their roles was better than they are today.
Yeah. Let's go to line 1 and say good morning to Imani. All righty, see if we can get him back on there. Imani. Yes. Come on.
Well, I'm talking to two role models right here.
Yeah, but we're talking about on national and international TV. You'd be surprised. This is the trash that we see here. They play this trash on TVs in countries all over the world.
Right.
And people all over the world think this is what black people is really like.
That's right.
They think all of our women are tramps and arguing and cussing each other out, want to fight and trying to beat somebody for some money and everything. That's what they think the black female is all about. She can't do nothing but shake and go on. And they show this worldwide, and people believe what they see.
That's right.
They believe this is and now they're showing preachers, really as nothing but spiritual pimps and all that. And these preachers had the audacity to let them film them doing some mess like that when you know good and well that's not the typical black preacher. So,
well, I tell you what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to first find out who's pulling the buttons on those.
Is he gone?
Yeah.
Did we lose him?
Yeah, but we can't.
Oh, God. Yeah. No, he wasn't even, nobody was near a phone. Okay, Money, I'm sorry. Try to get us back. Somehow we lost you. 972-647-1893. Who we have on line 3? All righty. All right.
Okay.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I just would like to.
Who am I speaking with?
You're speaking to Stephen.
Stephen, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I would really like to shake your hand, Pastor, for what you're doing, how you're trying to wake our people up. But one thing I would like to say is this, and I'm going to get out y'all's way because I'm enjoying what you're talking about this morning. When I read Scripture and found out that God created me in His image and after His likeness, and I looked at those two words, image and likeness, now I want to be a better man.
Yeah, definitely so, because He created you a great man.
Just like Him.
And to be a better man.
Yeah.
Just like Him. I just want to thank you, brother.
Yeah.
You made my heart happy this morning. So I'm going to get off the line and let y'all continue.
Well,
all right. We thank you for your call and comment. But Robert, this is true. This caller was right. Stephen was right. We created in God's image. And if we're in God's image, why do we act like anything but a godly person?
Well,
why do we act like that?
Well, the knowledge, Reverend. It's the lack of knowledge.
But we've been cut off.
Right.
The image of a man, a godly man, should be you walking here straight with your back straight. You come in, you treat people nice, you're kind. But you don't allow anybody to step on you. You don't walk in with your back bent, somebody riding your back and all of this. And stand up. You'd rather live one day as a lion than 1,000 as a lamb.
Right.
A real man.
Right.
A real man. Right. But we somehow have been dumbed down. We are fearful. We are afraid. Too many of us are too afraid, seemingly, to be real men.
Right.
And we seem to have this thing that we just got to be bored. I tell you what we can do. A white man can walk in here right now. And then just let him be. He can be anything, anybody. And let another black walk in here. Ask that black, who's the boss? Who's he gonna pick?
Right.
Gonna pick the white man.
That's right.
We naturally place ourselves under his tutelage. We place ourselves under them.
Right.
And we're like that. It's just a natural situation that we have these things going on. And it's so sad.
But in most cases, the white man is the boss, you know. And many times the jobs limit us from standing up. You know, I've been blessed to be self-employed for 43 years.
And now you said the jobs limit us.
Right.
I think the jobs is one of the best assets we have. We don't. What we do with that money that we earn, we instead of keeping that money, saving that money to invest, because you know the bank's not going to let us have any money.
Right.
You've been preaching this the last 30-something years.
Oh, yeah.
And investing that money.
Right.
Opening our own business, being our own men, our own women.
We done that before.
Well, heck yeah, we did it before. When I was a kid, black folks owned everything.
Right.
And when I tell young people that, how old are you? 33. Oh, no, shoot, oh, Lord have mercy. The ink haven't even dried on your birth certificate. You ain't even 33. Lord have mercy. But I'm going back 55, 60 years ago.
Yeah.
We owned everything.
That's right.
Black people.
Yeah.
But they brought so-called integration, which is nothing but assimilation.
Yeah.
We left everything we had to go be with them.
Right.
And boy, we fell right into that trap. I mean,
we sold everything.
And when I tell these young people that, they look stunned.
Right.
They just look like you can't be telling the truth that we used to own our own stores. Everything you wanted in your community, we could have. Right. We couldn't call us off. We got line 4. All righty, let's go to line 4. I see a lot of them coming up, but we can't get the connections that bad.
No, they want to talk.
They don't want to talk.
They want to listen.
What kind of show is this?
But
this is a talk show.
Yeah, but I think we giving out some good information.
Yeah. But I like for people to participate, because when you become a part of something, you will work at it. If you really become a part of something, and I like for my audience to be a part of it, because yes, we're giving out information, but I don't want them just sitting there listening. I want people doing things.
Well,
all right. Let's go to Pastor Scott this morning. Good morning, Pastor Scott.
Good morning, Reverend. How are you this morning?
Fine. You doing all right this morning?
I tell you, I'm blessed in the Lord, and I'm highly favored. I am a woman of God. I'm a pastor of Mount Zion Temple. Of Deliverance, International Ministry.
Yeah, I pass your church every day.
Yeah, praise the Lord, out in Pleasant Grove.
Yeah.
You sure do, because it's right down the street from your church.
Yeah. I see you doing great things over there. How did Shoes for My Children go?
We went wonderful. We even had 2 days this year. We had Saturday and Sunday. We had gifts under the tree. People that forgot and couldn't make it, they came Sunday morning. And we had a tree inside the sanctuary there, and they were able to get gifts there. And then we had it on Saturday. We had 167 kids and families to come out.
To those who, one or two who don't know, she's Pastor Benita Tyler Scott. And before any of these giveaway, these programs you see going, all this stuff going on around Christmas now, Pastor Scott was doing this. How many years ago was this when you started to shoot for my children?
We've done this 25 years. We celebrated 25 years.
You were probably the first one that I can remember.
Yes, sir, we were.
To start helping children and doing things. You give them shoes to wear to school.
Low-income children, that's right. We give away shoes, coats, clothes, bicycles, toys, socks,
that's great.
Shoestrings.
Yeah.
And just help those kids along the way and encourage them. I usually dress up like Santa Claus at Christmas. We do ours 4 times a year.
You Mrs. Claus at Christmas, huh?
Yes, I usually do.
All
this year I didn't sit under the tree because everything was happening so fast, it seemed like. But I thank God that we were able to help in the community there.
Great.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
we
thank
used
you.
to help in Dallas and Fort Worth.
All right.
So I want y'all to know that women are not just laying down on their backs, praise God. It's women that are standing for something in our city and throughout this nation.
Would you say that
They're
again?
women that, I said there are women that are not just laying down on their backs to get things and to make things happen. There are women in our city, and there are women throughout this nation that mean to do something and help the world, and that mean to make things happen for those that are less fortunate. They come in all colors.
You're right.
They come in all races,
You're
and they
right.
come in all nationalities. And I just thank God for being a woman in this time. My son asked me the other day, he said, Mama, you don't seem like you having any fun. I said, oh, you don't think I'm having fun? I'm having fun because I'm able to help somebody.
Yeah.
I'm having fun because I'm able to help a child lift up their head and say, I am somebody.
That's right.
I can do something. I can have something. My mama may not be able to help me, but it's a God somewhere that have put people in place to open up and to help those that are less fortunate.
Right.
And that includes their men that help. But we thank God. I thank God for being a woman.
But
Praise God.
Pastor
Because most
Scott,
people-
what we're
Yes,
talking
sir.
about is the image that is played of us worldwide. They would never show Bonita Scott on TV showing you giving away and helping children and doing all things in the community. But no, they would rather
let
go.
me
They
share
would. They
this
would
with
rather
you.
go find some hoochie mama somewhere, shaking and going on and shimmying and everything. And see, this is what the black woman is doing in America,
Let-
and
let
that's
me
what everybody
also share
believes.
this with you. Most people are looking for money, and to see those women shimmering, they shimmering in all nationalities.
Yeah, but
I
see,
know
the
they
thing
do
about
wanna
it,
show up.
they have positive role models that they show of other people. But
Mm-hmm.
these are the only role models they show of us. They will
Well,
show.
let me share this with you also. There are times that if I get to the news people or get to people that I know in time, they will come out and be there with me. And they will show me giving the shoes to the kids, putting the shoes on the people, the kids' feet. It's just that this year we didn't get an opportunity to get with those news people.
Yeah, but they're not
Let
going to
me
show it
share that
worldwide.
The good things that we do to help our people
Right.
and to help other people of other nationalities, those good things do get rewarded. They do get rewarded.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm a living witness of that. So I want to also say that we have a lot of us that are low income, and a lot of our men are sitting under the trees every day, or they sitting in a puddle smoking crack every day.
That's right.
But let me share this with you. Even sitting up under a tree, if you can have a vision while sitting under the tree of how to help somebody, how to encourage somebody. But most of the time, when sitting under a tree, they're talking negative talk, so they can't think of anything good. If you look down, you can see how the air helps each other. Sitting up on the tree, you can see that.
Right.
And if we can look down and see some of these little ants and these little insects, how they make it, and look up and see the birds, how they make it, then we will find a way to help ourselves and then to help others.
Right.
All right, and then one thing about it, those birds and ants and everything, they work together because birds of a feather flock
do.
together.
They do.
This is where
So they-
we
they
fall
work
apart. We
together.
don't work together.
Right.
Thank you.
If we could get ourselves and work together and find a way where all of us can work together.
You're right.
Most people don't trust everybody else.
Yeah.
But the Hispanic people, they trust each other.
Right.
Yeah.
And they work together. The white people, they work together. But we need to start working together as a people, not to kill each other, not to hurt each other, not to rob each other, but to help each other along the way.
That's
All
right.
right.
God bless you.
And
Thank you. God bless you,
Robert.
preacher.
Right.
All
And-
right.
And Reverend, conditions that our people live in has brought a lot of those men to live in the lives under those trees. You know, there's a new statistic out that 1 out of every 3 black males go to prison.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now, if 1 out of every 3 black males go to prison, remember, that's epidemic. That's serious. When you have 2,300,000 people that's locked up in prisons and jails, and 1 million of them is black, you know, that's genocide. See, this is, I mean, and all this is by design. We continue to fall off in this trap. You know, when you go back and you look at the late 60s, the mid 60s, when they dropped hair run in all the inner cities of America. After hair run, they come back with these movies, Superfly, the Mac, with all the drugs and Be Slick, and then they come back in 1980 and drop crack cocaine. See, and what the system has realized, it costs too much to incarcerate an inmate. You understand? When it costs you $40,000 to $54,000 a year.
What they did was privatize it, and now it's big business.
But they still got to pay, though. See,
they're paying big business, and big business, they return it sometime with tax incentives. But trafficking people in and out of prisons is big business. It's big business now. It's making big money. Tell you what, it's right at 8, and it's right at time for a break. And those who've got your line, hang on the line. We'll come back and we'll take your calls. All right, we'll be there. All right, we're ready for hour number 2, and you can call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. And our special guest this morning, Mr. Robert Pitre, and we're talking about plight and blight and going forward. We gotta work with have some business people on black women, black men, business, and developing our community. How do we do it? If you know how, if you have suggestions, if you have a story to tell us, call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Our portrayals on the big screen, the television, worldwide, we're portrayed as being very, very negative, vile people. We are portrayed in such a negative way that when people come to America, they come to America looking for a bunch of hoodlums, a bunch of heathens, backwards people, ignorant, know how to do nothing but shake their bodies and go on. We're portrayed in such a negative light, and many of our youngsters think this is something groovy. They think this is nice to be portrayed like this, and they think this is the way it ought to be walk scene. They show a young black boy with his pants hanging down to his knees. All of these things are going on. So 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Robert, what can we do? I know we don't control our image because we don't control the airwaves. But what is it we can do? What is it people can do to make sure that these images aren't portrayed of us, and those are not their own image? The lady said, well, other races do it, but other races have positive images also of them to be shown.
Right.
But we have nothing else but this.
Right. You know, in 2014, Rev and I have a couple of movies that we plan to do with a positive image of black people. Mm-hmm. But we don't understand our own plight as a people. You know, and you've mentioned how many times I've mentioned about the unfairness of treatment and what a black business person go through to be successful in trying to position himself to provide opportunities for black people and the community and development. And it's like we don't care because we may not be part of the ownership, but your children and grandchildren may see me in business and set goals and say that, hey, I'd like to be in business too. I'd like to have a business like Mr. Pitre. You know, like a lot of times we have a lot of young people come out to the ranch, and it's amazing to them that my family, we own 90 acres in the city of Dallas, and they're enjoying themselves and saying that, you know, I would like to have something like this. And I'm able to say to them, when I was 12 years old, a little kid in the projects, I went to a wealthy family's ranch and was with 150-acre ranch and was able to enjoy myself and set a goal that one day I would like to own a ranch. And it became a reality because I set that goal as a young man, 12 years old. And see, we have to set goals. We have to develop visions of life and success. And most of our young people, they see ignorance as a way of life. And they hear ignorance all their life. And they would have to...
They think this is just really what the world is all about.
Right. They become ignorant from the environment and what they see, what they know, because in their mind, this is what life is.
That's so sad. That's so sad. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning. Is that Barbara? Okay, Barbara. All right, let's go.
Good morning.
Good morning, Barbara.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm blessed. At least I can get up and walk around now. But listen, first I give honor to God.
Yes.
And what you was talking about, the role models, you know, were coming up and doing this.
Yeah.
I'm just like that man. I was 12 years old. Not 12, but I was small. Coming up in Shreveport, Louisiana with my big mama. We did a lot of things. She taught us a lot. These children now don't want to do nothing, but you going to laugh at what I done. First I did, for 4 children, I went and bought bicycles. No choice. Then I turned around and bought 2 bicycles and a scooter. No choice. But the best about what I did, my little grandkids, they wouldn't call me. And they want to call me when they're coming up to Christmas. Guess what I did?
What did they do?
I did not buy them anything.
Well, teach them something.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Discipline is something that is sadly missing in our community. It's not enough discipline. See, when we grew up, it was hard discipline on you, and we had to be disciplined.
She made me go back 50 years, what she just said. Now, let me tell you what happened to me.
Yeah.
My grandmother bought my brother some cowboy boots with the little silver studs on them. And I told my grandmother I wanted some. And so my grandmother said, okay. And she ordered me some boots. And they came, and they didn't have the silver studs on them. And I said to my grandma, I said, Grandma, I don't want those boots there. I want something like June. And she said, well, you don't want them? I said, no, I don't want them. I want something like June. So she said, okay. So about 2 weeks later, I asked my grandmother, I say, Grandma, when them boots gonna get here? She said, they not. I said, they not?
They ain't
said,
coming,
what do you mean?
huh?
They ain't coming. When you told me you didn't want them, I sent them back, got my money back. I got my money back. But I was ungrateful, is what I was.
Lord,
and that taught me a lesson right there about being ungrateful. And I've never forgot that. So, Barbara, when you said that, you brought an experience and a lesson that helped change my life. And see, in your grandchildren, that might change their life, that, hey, if I'm going to get something from Grandma, I'm going to have to participate all year round and give her respect.
That's right.
And show her some appreciation for what she do for.
That's right. So you brought me back 50 years.
All right.
I'm glad I made that happen. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. All right. 972-647-1893. That is the number to call. 972-647-1892. 93, I'm sorry. Lord have mercy, I said 1,000 times. Mr. Bring me up on line 1, Sandra. All righty. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett. Sandra Crenshaw here.
How are you, Sandra?
Sandra Crenshaw.
Yes, how are you doing, Mr. Pitre?
Just great.
I've talked a lot today, and I wanted to talk about something that we talked about, that ignorance begets ignorance, and we don't have discipline. I think that that's exactly what's going on when we allow these young men walk around with their pants below their private part. And And the reason why the white people support that is because that's a breakdown in discipline.
Right.
I know fathers who, and one of my relatives is a minister, and he literally has to fight his children, his male children, to make them, pull their pants up. Mm-hmm. And so it's an act of defiance that the white people are sitting back, allowing that to be.
Oh, yes. Mm-hmm.
And it shows disrespect and lack of discipline. And discipline is needed. We hear that saying about honor thy father and thy mother, mm-hmm. so thy days will be long. I never understood what my mother was telling me. But what she is saying is that we have survival skills out here. And even learning how to stop so that when you become an adult, mm-hmm. you know how to stop at a red light, whether or not there's somebody crossing. Mm-hmm. You know how to get up in the morning mm-hmm. and do the things that you need to do. Mm-hmm. And so this defiance that we have with these kids. Now, when we talk about businesses helping us, Robert, I was in Records Barbecue, and they have a big sign that says, if sagging, no service. Mm-hmm. Now, if everybody did that, and the dark bus says you cannot ride the bus, the women should not have to stand behind you while you getting on the bus and look at your private body part. Mm-hmm. If we say to the library, they can't go in the recreation center, they can't go in the library, eventually they'll get the message. So I was wanting to know... Why is it that
message is not coming from home?
Beg pardon?
Why is that message not coming from home?
Well, because we have too many parents who are wanting to be friends with their children. I know that I came from a physically, mentally, emotionally abusive mother. And my siblings, they want to be friends with their kids. They don't want to have to experience that. And being a history buff, I recognize that we got this from the slave master. Mm-hmm. The beating of the kids and the verbally abusive. Sometimes I hate to shop in the black community because invariably when I'm in the grocery store, I'm going to hear a mother slap her kid in the face, and then when he starts crying, say, "Do not need to stop crying. Don't cry. Shut your nappy head up and sit your back foot down."
But she having that same problem at home too, though. She's having that same problem at home.
Who did?
The mother, she being able to control him, she's having control problems at home too.
That's exactly right. She had that control problem at home, and so it goes into the grocery store, out shopping. You see it, and it just perpetuates. It's psychologically damaging. Right. So,
but I see just the opposite. And most of the time when I go, children running wild. Parents not saying anything, knocking over cans.
That's a generation like my siblings.
It is pathetic to what we have become, and I think we have allowed the television and other entities to define us. Once they define us, we begin to act out what they say we are. Right. And these are the things that are happening in our community, and we need to change these things to work for our betterment and bring discipline back to the community, and where we can teach our young men, our young ladies. I can't just condemn all young men, but there are a lot of young ladies that's gone wayward now. It's sad. They'll have
let me ask
4, 5, 6 children, no husband. All of these things that are going on in our community. This has to be. This is going to have to.
Let me ask Sandra a question. Sandra, now you were the council person in District 8. Now, the way you see District 8 today, and knowing what's happening to the businesses and the people, the residents of District 8, what is your opinion of the council person's actions in District 8 at the present?
Well, Robert, it's actually been 20 years. Can you believe it? I got elected to the council 20 years ago. Mm-hmm. And I know that I put things in place and I tried to, get funding for projects. And it really pains me to drive down Simpson Stewart Road and see very little has changed. And so what our council person has started to do to not be criticized, he's handpicked some people that he wants to reap the benefits. And we have a battle out there. The few black business owners and property owners on Simpson Stewart Road alone equate to 210 years of business. And yet, our council person in the city is really working very hard to attract the Asians, the Chinese, and the Koreans to come in and develop our community for us.
That's what he's doing around UNT, too.
Oh, he's trying to bring the China.
Yeah, he's trying to bring,
because they get
and this is one of the reasons that we don't have basic infrastructure, because he's trying to bring people from out of this country to develop the property that we own. I mean, they touring around UNT in vans and buses to show them the opportunities of owning our property that's not for sale. So instead of coming to us, but he's saying to us, we're going to keep basic infrastructure away from the landowners, because if you all get basic infrastructure, you may want too much for your land. When the people I'm bringing to this community to purchase it, you might want too much money. And that's the same thing. And another thing that I want to say, that blacks in this city, whether you're going to ride that UNT train down to your job or downtown or to the airport or wherever, they're going to put that on a septic tank system without having restrooms for people to use. So if you live in DeSoto, Duncanville, Cedar Hill, and you coming to that Dort station, UNT station, you better use the restroom before you leave your home or bring your cup or be willing to expose yourself in public, because there will not be a restroom. And part of the conspiracy is to not put restrooms there, because if they put restrooms at that station, then the landowners around UNT can tap into that same sewer line and develop their property. So it's a major, major conspiracy, and I hope in 2014 that blacks wake up. You need to go down to that first DART meeting in 2014 at January the 14th, Tuesday, and say to DART, you must put restrooms in that UNT station for the ridership. You can't continue to disrespect us. You must, and say it to the city council. And we have to make demands. I mean, it's like we scared to stand up.
January 14th at the DART station?
Yes.
I mean, at the DART downtown?
DART board meetings. That's their first.
Reverend Barnett, sounds like you need to dust your history off. Come on out and help us with DART.
Well,
Robert,
the thing about it, remember, they were not coming south or downtown to begin with. We fought. I laid down the middle of Elm Street to get them to come here, and we just fought. We're going to have to. This fight is continuous. You're right, Sandra. It hasn't been as dusty as you think it is. I've done things, but I just don't get out there and announce it. Still, but you're right. We're gonna have to get back into the fight in 2014, because it just seems like this thing is like a relay. It's hard if you don't have anybody to pass the baton to. You got to keep running.
That's right.
And it seems I don't know what it is with our young people to this day and time. We were young when we were back out doing those things. Nobody had to inspire us. Nobody had to tell us what to do, and we didn't ask anybody. We just did
it. Guess what? They don't know what a septic tank is. Yeah. That's the problem.
Wow.
They don't know what a septic tank is.
I'm up against a short break, and thank you for your call and comment, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Mr. Robert Pitre is our special guest this morning, and we have with us Doc Dockery. This man has filmed this show and done great things, put us worldwide, man. And Doc, are you ready to leave us?
Yeah, I'm going on vacation for a while.
All right, man. I really, it hurts. It really hurts.
You don't miss my coffee is what you're trying to say.
he makes the world's best coffee. Boy, it's a great. You have to get some of this Knon coffee. It's the best coffee on earth. The smoothest coffee. I see the Seattle's best building these new stores. Have you seen them around town? I see them everywhere I go now.
Yeah.
This beats Seattle's best.
Right.
This is better than Seattle's best. This is Dallas' best. I guess this is the world's best.
Right.
Man, but can't nobody make a good cup of coffee like you.
But let me also say this about Doc too, and I plan to work with Doc in the future because Doc is filming the show and it's going to the internet, like you say, all over the
worldwide.
World. Right. And Doc is in business. I mean, Doc is in business. I mean, if you need a video presentation, I mean, Doc can do it.
Doc
for
gonna
you.
help you make your film.
He can do it. Yeah. Yeah,
gonna help you make your film,
right.
Your
and
documentary.
we're working on something right now. So, and just call up here and get his number. And if you doing the video needs something edited,
I want to talk to you after you're gone. What number can I call you on? What's your number? 214-377-0397. 0397. I can reach you on that number. Yep. All right, Doc. I'm going to be calling you 214. Again? 377 0397. All right, I got it. All right then, man. We're going to miss you. All right, 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to Shannon on line 3. All righty. Good morning, Shannon. Are you still there?
Yes, I'm still here.
Thank you for being so patient. Thank you. Yes, I certainly can. Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I have a couple of comments. I've been listening for about an hour to your show, and it's the first time I've listened to your show.
Mm-hmm.
I think, in a way, some of your content today has been kind of negative, and I didn't like that. I think there are a lot of positive things going on in the city and the nation, and I think that it would behoove us to mention those things often, to stay encouraged. I was really delighted when the other caller called, the minister in Dallas who does some work with the children there, the less fortunate children, and she was speaking of, her motivation not being money, but being to help someone. In my opinion, those types of things, and there's plenty of those things going on, even if they're smaller operations, those type of things, a person like yourself with your broadcasting ability could really broadcast some of those things and help us in the community.
Well, Shannon, you said something when you first came on. It's the first time you've heard my show, right?
Yes.
Believe me, I put all that on there. Okay, we're talking in terms now of self-improvement and self-help, which we self-initiative. Somehow, somewhere, we've lost a lot of self-initiative. This is what we're talking about this morning. We used to own businesses in our community. We used to run our community. We used to have things in our community that you didn't have to go anywhere else to get, right where we own. But somehow, we've lost that self-initiative to help develop ourselves, and that's what we're basically talking about. Our women didn't used to get out and expose themselves and do things that they're doing now. And that's shown worldwide, in every country on earth. That's shown. Where Black America, we're talking about that.
And I have a question for Shannon, too. I have a question for you, Shannon. What?
I don't expose myself, so not everyone is exposing themselves.
No. But we got too many that are. And people believe what they see on TV about you. Now, I didn't say you every black woman, but there are too many that's doing this. That's really is disgracing our whole neighborhood.
I just called in to make a few comments, if you'll let me make those.
Go right ahead.
I was happy to hear the caller call in and say that she's herself doing something in her community to make a change. And I was just going to let you know that, I have grown up disadvantaged, but my boss owns a lot of real estate. She's not from Texas, but she's here now, and she owns a lot of real estate, and she has a nice, thriving, independent senior living business, which I work in, and she's mentoring me. Now, she didn't decide to do that because someone asked her to,
Right.
or because she responded to a networking call on the radio show. She did it because she is not the blind leading the blind. She has experienced success, and she has the ability to show me how to do it because she's done it. And she didn't do it because her church said do it. She did it because she's doing it because it's the right thing to do. So she's offering me, I have a job now. I have some basic needs getting met. I have some hope now that I didn't have before. I have 2 children out of wedlock, depression, all the above, raised with the bipolar mother, XYZ. But I'm just telling you that what it's going to take is not a lot of lip service and complaining and asking why. In my opinion, this is just my opinion because of my circumstance. Everybody that is called in that has complained about why this is this way, why are women shaking their behinds on television, why is this not happening? How many people in your community in your lifetime have you actually mentored? Have you spent 3 to 6 months, maybe a year, mentoring someone? The congresswoman, the councilwoman that calls in and claimed that maybe these young people don't even know what a septic tank is. They do know what a septic tank is.
They don't.
Half of us are too busy trying to, I don't know if you've heard of Maslow's hierarchy of needs, but the need for food, safety, and love, that's on the bottom. And that's kind of where I am and where I'm trying to come up from. So you can't ask someone to necessarily care about all these other things when they're struggling in those basic areas. So in my opinion, everyone who's not blind, everyone who's able to stand on their 2 feet, everyone who has experienced some level of success, such as yourself, such as the councilwoman, such as the preacher lady who called in, they ought to be able to put on their resume, I have mentored one person, or I am going to do this with one person. And it doesn't take, you don't have to open your front door too far. They're next door to you, they're at your church, they're at the fast food restaurant that you go get some fries at. I just think there's a whole lot of complaining and whining, and nobody is really willing to open up and do what the Bible says, you know. So I don't go through all this complaining and whining about.
Well, one thing again, like I said, you don't know. This is your first time listening to the show. You obviously don't know Mr. Pitre. You don't know me. And a lot of the things that you're describing, everything you're describing, we do. Mr. Pitre, he owns one of the largest dude ranches in America, and he has kids out there doing everything.
Thousands
we
of
work.
children,
We work in the community. We are seeing those things, but we also see a lack of discipline from a lot of people that could correct their children that's failing to do it. Now, to call it like it is. Now, hold it now. I listen to you.
Those people need
I listen to you, ma'am. I gave you an opportunity. I listen to you. Now, you don't want to hear what we have to say.
I've listened to you for a whole hour, and I'm just
well, okay. We both can't talk at the same time. Okay,
that's all I'm saying.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. All righty. All right, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning to Sydney. All righty, Sydney.
Oh, I thought I lost you there.
No, we here.
How you doing this morning, Reverend Barnett?
Great. You all right?
Yes. Today, well, a little bit. I'm still I'm kind of jumping off the subject there. And the guy you got with you doing the movies, why aren't we thinking about them going down there and they're hurting our elderly down in Houston, they're killing our young in Florida, they're dragging our people to pieces in Jasper. Why aren't we talking about that? Why aren't we talking about what the white folks doing to the blacks right now? We ain't gonna have nothing if you keep on killing the blacks. We worried about who the slave master is and the 1 to 3 in the penitentiary. That's just another form of slavery. What about the slave masters that's doing this?
Robert, what are you saying?
Well, I think that we talked
about you covering some of that,
right? But I mean, it's he has the opportunity to do a movie, but I mean, we're dealing with this. Reverend Barnett and I deal with this situation daily. You know, this is something that's not new to
Nobody's
us,
talking about it.
right? But I mean, we deal with this daily. I have a internet radio program that come on once a week that's all over the world, and we talk about these issues. We do things daily in Dallas, Texas to make a difference. Here, when I'm saying that blacks going to have to get a septic tank system to a new station, a $250 million project, and at the end of the station, blacks in Dallas is going to have to get on this train if they riding from the DFW. Right.
I have tea in a cup. I don't care. You know what I'm saying? Right. What I care about is them killing us. Right. We ain't gonna be able to pee in nothing if they kill us.
What are you doing? What are you doing about that? What are you doing about it?
It doesn't concern me because I got a couple of cars. I don't go to Dallas that much.
Okay. No. I'm talking about
what's happening in Dallas is happening all over the world.
I know I'm getting off the subject.
Right. But what do you do? What do you do about these problems that you see daily? What do you do?
All I can do is talk to our young and tell them watch their back. Right. And if I see that happening, finna happen to one of my elderly, I'm gonna get into it. Right. I'm elderly myself, but I ain't the kind of man that's old as that man I seen on TV down there in Houston. That man wasn't in no kind of condition to be fighting.
Yeah, and that man beat him. I know the case you're talking about when he hit the old man.
Yeah.
And beat him. Yeah, these situations are symptomatic of people that's powerless to a great extent. You would not do that he would not have done that to certain people. But he knows that this old man probably will not have a backup system that's in place to protect him and to strike back at this young guy that beat him.
Right.
This white guy beat a old black man, and just knocked him down and did everything and filmed it himself and thought it was funny.
He broke that man's jaw.
Yeah. Well. But see, this is a symptom. See, he felt like he can do this and get away with it. Right. There won't be an outcry from our community and all of the. No, yes, we those are reactionary things that we need to work with. But what we're talking about is taking action.
I know.
To improve our community and improve our slot in life. Those things won't happen. It's good to be reactionaries to bad things, but we need to be actionaries to develop our community, develop our businesses, and when we have people that look like us, that block us, that we voted into office and they should be helping our community and they working against our community, this is the message he's trying to get out.
Right. And then we have senior citizens in our community every day that's being burglarized and they fear coming out of their homes. I mean, in our community, right here in Dallas, Texas, and all over America. And we have to do something about that.
Yeah. I understand.
So we have some.
There's so many things on the plate. You got to just
right. But everybody needs to stand up, and if you see something that's not right, and you know it's wrong, deal with it the best way that you humanly can possible. Just deal with it. I mean, if you see something and they're beating up an old man or something, call 911. Do something. Blow your horn. You know,
where I live, 911 might not be there.
Right. Well, I mean, you do something. Go get your gun or whatever you feel is necessary. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. We thank you for your call and comment.
All right.
That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning to Ike. Good morning, Ike. Mr. Steen, are you there? I guess he waited so long. I'm sorry. We're keeping our callers on the line too long. We're going to have to shorten our calls. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Randy. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, my brothers. How y'all doing?
Great. You doing all right?
Thank God I am.
You all righty?
This is it's good news that I'm hearing this morning.
All right.
And that's the station that's going in over there. Because this is the opportunity that the people in Brother Pitre's area to stand up and protest and threaten not to ever ride DART again unless they do put sewer there.
Well, that's a good idea.
Y'all can get a sewer line there if you stand up and do
Randy, you don't know what we doing, Randy. We just making the public understand.
I'm not saying, hold on, Brother Pitre, I'm not saying I know what you're doing.
Right.
Do you already have something planned, a protest to say on this day, we ain't going to ride the dark bus for this whole week if y'all don't put sewer in there.
Randy, we're working now. If you want to come talk to us and see what we're doing, and then you say what we're not doing or what we should do, but don't come on talking. Okay.
Question. Brother Pitre, I'm asking you a straight question. Have you already got something set up where you're going to threaten? Wait till I ask the question. Were you going to threaten DART with not riding the DART system for a week if they do not? Do you have something set up specifically for that?
We've already told DART what our actions would be, and what we're doing now, we're saying to the people like yourself to hear. See, you just heard what was happening. You understand?
So you're telling me no, that specific issue, you're telling me no, we haven't set up anything and threatened to not ride the DART system.
We have, and we have done things, but now I don't need you to attack us like we don't know what we're doing, Randy. We're taking care of our business. Now, if you would like to be involved to find out what we're doing, then you could do that. But don't come off like, are you going to picket and protest? We know what we're doing, man. We own the property. We know what we're doing. We're more concerned than you about what's happening.
Brother Pitre, let me ask you another question real quick. Would you rather me not call your show?
No, it's not my show. This is not this Reverend Barnett show.
You're saying I'm always attacking you. I'm not.
No, you can't attack me, man. You can't attack me.
Robert, I don't really think he wasn't attacking you then.
Right.
He was making.
I'm not attacking
he was making a suggestion that y'all go and try to boycott, try different things. He wasn't attacking you.
I'm just saying in Montgomery, the boycott worked. Yeah. And when you got an example that works, go by that. I think if we in this community, even though that South Dallas is not where I live, it's still part of my community. If we in this community would focus on that, if we would just tunnel vision on boycott and riding that bus, they will get you plumbing down there, and then you'll be able to branch off. This is your dream right there, Robert Pitre. It's finally going to come true. If the people will threaten to not ride and not give them money, that's when they wake up and listen to what you're saying. We can complain all day how it's racist in Dallas. We already know that. We wake up every morning knowing it. We go to bed every night knowing it. We can say that all day long, and we can say, you can speak the truth about they ain't going to put sewer down there unless it's almost God coming back. But Jesus has put a little spot right there.
We got you.
Thank you. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Randy.
Good call, Randy. I tell you what, we're up against a short break, and we'll be right back. All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Mr. Robert Pitre is our special guest this morning. Last show, 2013. I guess we stepped on some toes this morning. I don't know. Somebody might be mad with us out there. But guess what? I don't care. That's what the show is all about. If we can make you think or motivate you to move and move in a positive direction, so be it. I could care less about what you think of me personally or whatever it might be. But if we can help somebody, we're going to try to do it. All right, let's go to line 4 and say good morning to, is that Mookie? All righty. Good morning, Mookie.
Good morning, sir. I've been holding, and I'm so glad I got my call in because that lady made me want to jump through the phone. Hold up.
Okay.
I've only heard Mr. Pitre. I barely know his full name. I only heard him once. I think that was sometime last month. And I was so excited to hear a person talking about the realities of what really goes on in Dallas that I was just, I can't even tell you. And to hear a woman call in talking about y'all don't mentor and who are you mentoring, I'm like, I think it would behoove her, since she likes to use that word, it would behoove her to Google you up or go out in the community and find out for herself just what it is that y'all do.
All right.
And the other thing, public transportation downtown Dallas, the CBD station is closed on Sundays. So you're trying to go to church you got to go to the bathroom. You could go to McDonald's if you buy something, and then you can use the bathroom.
Now,
if
what
you don't have
about
any
that?
money to buy anything, you can't use the downtown McDonald's right across the street from the bus station.
Okay, now are you talking about that big exchange station down there? Is that the CVD?
Right in the middle of downtown.
Yeah.
Is the best place. Right there near the train tracks.
Right.
It's closed on Sundays, and you cannot go in there.
Are the bathrooms closed?
Toilet.
The bathrooms are closed?
I personally have been one of those people that you're talking about and had to go behind a trash can in some areas of town where you can't go to the bathroom in any businesses or anywhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take high blood pressure medication or whatever, you just got problems. Everybody has to go to the bathroom. That's just part of life.
Right, and just think about a station. Just think about a station, a new station that they're building with 430 parking spaces. That's park and ride for people that's coming from Dallas County to park there and ride with no restrooms. And you're going to have to use the restroom at your home and hold it until you get to your destination.
That's not always a possibility.
That's right. And that's not.
Well, listen here. I'm still on this train about this woman that called in because, see, I'm going to tell you, that's part of Dallas's problem is people like that. I don't know if she was black or she was white. I don't know if this person that she says is mentoring her is black or white. But look here. There's some poor people that start their own businesses while they walking, while they dragging, while they doing this. If you need a mentor, first of all, Jesus Christ should be your number one mentor, and he'll give you the information that you need and point you in the direction of the people that you need for whatever it is that you need. And so I don't like this lady calling in, making wisecrack comments to people that are really trying to do something serious in this city.
Right.
So I'm gonna get off the phone because I was hot about it, and I held on as long as I could.
Well, thank you, and she did admit that it was her first time calling.
I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. As long as Jesus knows what I'm doing, that's all I really care
That'll
about.
work.
And you and Mr. Pitre keep up the good work, the blessed work that you're doing. And the hands of God is on it. So thank you.
All right, thank you. Thank you for your call and comment.
Forget about them folks.
All right. Thank you, ma'am. All right, 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Faye. All righty. Good morning, Faye.
Oh, yes. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to make a comment. I have a question, and more so than a comment. I live on Houston School Road on the other end, past I guess you would say south of 20. I'm right on Houston School Road.
Are you in Lancaster and Dallas?
Yes, I'm where just as when Lancaster says we're the city of the trees, just past that sign.
Right.
Okay.
But anyway, Mr. Pitre, I want to ask you, and I see all the development going on around there, and since I've been listening to the show every Saturday, I'm getting a better understanding of how the system is working over there. And I see all the empty, fields and all the land that could be developed, that could be useful. I want to know, and I understand, Mr. Pitre, you say you have a show that goes around the world, an internet deal. Has there been any requests to you from, like, South Africa, people that have money that want to invest in the United States that could possibly help build that up for us?
Well, no, I haven't had anyone from out of the country, but people are looking at developing land in Dallas. Now, this is, when you look at the land that's Houston School Road, University Hills now, and Lancaster Road, Camp Wisdom, this is the most valuable land in the city of Dallas at this time. The city of Dallas position now, if you come cross 20, where they widened Houston School Road, all they had to do was put a sewer line in when they built that road. The city of Dallas would not put a sewer line in that road where the landowners in front of UNT could have sewer to develop their property. So this is something that Public Works Department all over America would say, why would you build a 6-lane road and not put basic infrastructure in it? The reason why they didn't put basic infrastructure because they want to control the development of the land across from UNT that is owned by blacks. And see, and that's by design. Now, the reason why the George Station is on a septic tank system because if they put a sewer line and run it to that new station, that the landowners around that station would be able to tap into that same line. See, so all this is by design, and the city of Dallas is doing it. And see, now you have to tear up Houston School Road to put sewer in. So they're saying now sewer would have to come through the back of the black landowner's property.
Now, where would that direction be from? In the back end, you're saying like
all on the back
35?
side? No. Yeah, between going west, the west of their property. They would have to, instead of now, the city would have to tear up parts of University Hills and Camp Wisdom to put the sewer in.
See, that didn't make sense.
Right.
Since they were already, I seen all the construction going on. That's just like a slap in the face.
Right. All they had to do was just trench it and drop that sewer line in, and it's there. But they did it to keep the landowners from being able to develop their property. This is the way the city works.
Oh, we're just going down.
Right.
We're going.
But you are represented by a black person who could have done this.
Right.
Oh Lord.
Right. In fact, you had 2 black council members. One of them is deceased. Tell the truth.
Right.
Yeah.
And you got one now that's really not allowing this to happen in order to help other business people to come in and get the land for little or nothing from blacks and just exploit our community and keep on exploiting our community.
And that's what Grow South is about. That's what Grow South is about. And when you have a person that represents you and he's trying to bring people from out of the country to this area and say, this is where you can develop. But now he has not talked to any of the landowners. So, our property is not for sale.
Why he won't talk to the landowners and let them bring the landowners and talk to the landowners.
Right. But he's going to take his position as council person to bring those people in, team up with them when he leave the council where he has a job and not dealing with the benefits of the residents.
In other words, he becomes a lobbyist then.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for your call.
But appreciate you. And I hope I was able to answer your question, too.
All right. Yes, you did. Thank you.
All right, let's go. Let's try to get some on and off quickly. All of our lines have been jammed. Get me James on line 1. All righty. Good morning, James. James is gone. All righty. Let's go. Who do we have? Dave on line 2.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, Dave.
To you, Reverend Barnett, as well as Pastor Pitre there.
Pastor Pitre?
Pastor, oh no.
I don't think so.
No, I hadn't received that call. But
Mr. Pitre is here this morning.
Critical, Pastor.
Good morning to y'all. Y'all doing a wonderful job. Something good work. I called to encourage y'all. Unlike the other lady that spoke a moment ago. I'm a truck driver. I listen to y'all every Saturday. I listen to y'all quite often. And y'all are doing a wonderful thing. I'm not from Texas myself. I moved here 4 years ago from Colorado. And what y'all do, I definitely commend y'all on what y'all being able to stand up with a voice and say. And I definitely listen to you quite often, Reverend Barnett. I hear you say things and speak up that I was just like, wow, I didn't know black people in Texas would have the courage to stand up and say things on what's wrong. Speak on the problem that's wrong, whether it's about the black community and what the blacks aren't doing, as well as other races of people.
That's right.
And trying to hold you down. That's one thing I definitely would give you credit on standing up and saying, and I commend you for it. And they kind of touch real briefly on what you were speaking about, the respect about our sisters, and just us as a race of people. It's pretty much my personal opinion. I believe it comes back to of course, parenting has a lot to do with it. And then the kids nowadays having kids as kids. You know, you got babies having babies that can't raise them; they just have them. So therefore, it turns into everybody else's job, and everybody else is quote unquote busy when they're things. So now you got all these children that just having babies, and because and a lot of that is too is that the fathers aren't there, to stand up and be a man. You know, I've heard you spoke on that before, and like I said, the other lady is a first time listener. I'm sure she's probably still listening, and I'm not here to beat on her. She just was uninformed, but she needs to listen a little more. And like you stated, y'all just pretty much in a nutshell, keep doing what you're doing.
Appreciate you. Thank you, sir. We appreciate your call.
Keep doing what y'all doing. Y'all have a blessed day, and I'll turn my radio back on and keep being informed.
All righty. Thank you. All right. All right. Thank you, sir. Let's get our job line in. Let's go to line 1 and say good morning to Mr. Greg Barber. Greg, are you there?
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing fine.
Any jobs out there?
There are some jobs out here this morning on our SAT job line. That's Solutions and Actions Today job line, brought to you every Saturday morning during church information and open forum here on Knon 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have Gaines Co. Auto Insurance is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.gainesco, GAINSCO, auto, gainesco.hua.hrsmart.com. Once again, the web address is www.gainesco, GAINSCO.hua.hrsmart.com. International Bowling Campus is looking for a warehouse coordinator. They're asking you to email your resume and cover letter with salary expectations to jobs, JOBS, at bowl.com. Once again, that's International Bowling Campus is looking for a warehouse coordinator. They're asking you to email your resume and cover letter with salary expectations to jobs, JOBS, at bowl.com. UT Southwestern Medical Center is looking for customer service representatives. They're asking you to apply online at www.jobapplication2.swmed.org. Once again, that web address is www.jobapplication2.swmed.org. Cisco Corporation is looking for a warehouse selector. They're asking you to apply online at www.ch.tbe.taleo.net. Once again, that web address is www.ch.tbe.taleo.net. If you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and needs assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back into mainstream society and needs assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Once again, if you are a person affected by addiction and needs assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make the transition back into mainstream society and needs assistance with job search, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Just like the late, great Sam Cooke said, just another day. We are on the back porch of 2013, knocking on the door of 2014. But it's still just another day that the Lord has kept us. This is the day that the Lord has made. We will be glad and rejoice in it. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
All righty. Thank you, Greg. Great job as always. Great job, Mr. Greg Barber on our SAT job line. And I'd like to thank Reverend Ron Wright. He gave both yours truly and Dave Chaos. We got an award from Justice Seekers of Texas on last week. Thank you for the award. Thank you, Reverend Ron Wright, and all the members of Justice Seekers. All right, let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Jennifer. All righty? Jennifer, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Go right ahead, ma'am.
Good morning. I'm a long-time listener and a first-time caller.
All righty.
I just want to say a few things. One, it would behoove all of us every day to just try and not see race at all. When we meet a person or to hear their voice on the phone or meet anyone, it's very difficult to just erase race from our mind, because we're all God's children, right? And that's what really matters in the end, okay? And second, I think it would be smart of all of us to boycott everything that we see as poisoning our society, like the fast food that doesn't pay enough to its workers, and the Walmart who messes with its workers all the time, and the bus system, and anyone else that we think is dealing with us unfairly. And the last point is that you also need to say, those hoochie mamas you see on television. Now, I see lots of positive black role models in the media and on television, like Gwen Ifill and other people. But
Gwen
the hoochie
Ifill?
mamas are trying to, yes, sir, please the men. The men are what the hoochie mamas are trying to get. So you can't just blame the hoochie mamas for dancing on TV when it's the men who'll be watching the hoochie mamas.
Yeah.
And that's all I'd like to say.
I wish you had.
I like your show.
Yeah, thank you. I wish you had been an earlier caller, because I'd love to address this, because we can never erase race out of our mind. In fact, that would be doing racism justice or injustice, for the simple fact, if you erase race out of your mind, you erase the historic significance of race, and people will try to judge you on what they think they are. I think you mean well with that statement, but it is not a true statement that could ever work. I tell you what, I'm out of time. I'm the senior pastor of Heavenly Joy Church. We're located at Bruton and Master. Service again at 11 o'clock. Come by and see us, and Sunday school at 9:30. And gotta get out of here, gotta run. Thank you, Mr. Pitre. Thank Doc. Thank you all, everybody, for producing the show. And we'll see you in, the Lord say the same, 2014. Have a wonderful, wonderful new year. Bye-bye.
KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.